60,000 acres. One tree. It's the beginning of the 2024 archery hunting season, and this is the year that I am determined to get my first kill with a bow.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is opening week for me because opening weekend of archery in Zone C of South Florida, where we'll be hunting today, opened up this past Saturday. I was not able to make it out on opening day because my daughter had a small surgery. Thank God everything came out really good, but we gave it a few days, and after looking at so many trail camera pictures of bucks on camera, I couldn't take any more. Today is Tuesday. We got all our stuff. We're heading out to the woods. I got the e-bike, I got the saddle. We're gonna head in right now. Not terribly early because I want to try to walk in with a little bit of light since the wind isn't absolutely favorable today. So I wanna make a big hook to my spot where I wanna sit at today. And I wanna do that with a little bit of daylight out, as I have been able to walk up on game at this place before. So without further ado, guys, let's go. You guys are riding shotgun. Let's get out to the woods. Opening day, anything could happen.
So my first sit was not so spectacular. I got in the saddle at 7:40 in the morning and I sat till about 2:40 p.m. It was extremely hot. Most of the day I actually spent it just messing around with my gear and trying to find ways to keep myself occupied so I wouldn't be losing my mind counting every tree in the woods. Didn't see anything all day until about lunchtime. I had a doe walk out extremely quietly, virtually underneath my tree, and she started pouncing around. I wasn't really ready, so I struggled to get my phone out and film her for a second. You can just barely get a glimpse of her here in this shot, but that was pretty much my first sit, and I did have some work to catch up on, so I decided to call it and head on down.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is about to be 4 in the morning. We are in the hunt shed right now. I'm getting ready to pack the gear and get loaded up to go out and hunt. I should have done this last night. Pro tip, never wait till the next day. It's always a bad idea. Whatever you can do the night before, do it the night before. Here I am having to do all this stuff now, but we're gonna get out and hunt. We have bucks chasing does on camera. There's a bunch of action going on right now the last 2-3 days. So I figured it's a good time to strike while the iron is hot. So we're gonna get out there, maybe try to do a little bit of rattling. I don't know. We're gonna get after them. Before we do that, I want to share with you guys the verse of the video here for you guys, and it's gonna be real quick. It comes from Romans chapter 3, verse 23 to 24. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and all are justified freely by His grace through the redemption that came by Christ Jesus. What an awesome verse. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Guys, we are all sinners. None of us are perfect. None of us by our own deeds are justified, only through Jesus Christ. That's the gospel. That's the good news. That is what I live my life by, is that I'm a sinner and I have done wrong. I am not worthy of God. I fall short of His glory every single day. We all do. But because of Jesus Christ, because of the redemption that came through His sacrifice on the cross, because of the blood offering that He gave before God, of His own blood being perfect and righteous, He redeemed each and every one of us, and now we are freely saved through Him. So I love that verse. I hope you guys can take it home with you. But without further ado, let's go ahead and load this stuff up in the truck, get going, and get after them. Let's go.
So day 2, right off the bat, started off to a great start. On my walk-in, I had about 6 or 7 does working a field 15 yards from me. Crazy how different deer act at night versus during the day. Still a good sign that the game is up and moving. I hadn't even finished getting all set up in the saddle, and I started to hear something coming my way. Pretty quickly I realized it was 3 hogs feeding around. I was able to record these 2 as they were walking at about 27 yards. I definitely had enough shooting light to be able to shoot one if I wanted to, but I decided to pass on hogs for now. As season just started, I really want to hold off for a deer, and anyway, I always do pretty good about getting on hogs each season. Piggybacking off of all the movement, I figured it would be a great time to call for a bit, so I started up a rattle sequence. I didn't get it on film, but about 2 minutes after rattling, I had a deer blow at me from about 60 yards away. Unfortunately, my wind swirled in that moment, and it busted me right then and there. After that, not much else happened other than this pack of otters walked by and hung out for a minute to give me the opportunity to film them shaking their behinds. Honestly, this was the highlight of my sit. These guys are so funny and fun to watch. But that pretty much concluded my second sit. The next week brought in doe days. Doe days is a time when we can shoot either bucks or does on this piece of public land that I'm hunting at. I hunted every single day trying to get a deer, and I tried spot and stock, tried hunting from the tree. I tried everything that I could try with not much success. But like every good hunter knows, you can't shoot them from the couch, and my luck was about to change. What is going on, everybody? We are back in the woods. As you guys can see, I got my waders on. These are my duck hunting waders because you guys can already see what I'm in right now. We're gonna go check out a new spot today. Man, it's hot, sketchy walking through this. I have seen gators in here before, but we're almost through it now. We're gonna go see how this goes today. Man, I have been going hard, just really trying to get on a deer. It is doe week. We can shoot bucks and does alike, so anything goes. Honestly, where I'm at right now, if a hog steps out, he's getting an arrow. So let's get out. Let's get saddled up in the woods if we don't get our foot taken off by a gator here. Alright guys, so I have no excuse for what happens next other than pure laziness. 2 does came in with 20 minutes left of shooting light, and I had nothing to record them with. For some reason, I was out of my game and I decided not to set up the camera arm to get the video of the shot, and I wasn't able to get it for you guys. But I was able to get the POV of me shooting, so here you are. I ranged the doe that I wanted to shoot at 35 yards, but she was behind some heavy brush. I was waiting for her to come out into the clear, and by that time I had to range her again because she was standing now at 30 yards. I adjusted my sight and got ready to take the shot. I kid you not, this whole time it's been a mental battle sitting up here because it's been like storming and raining and like literally freaking, I was like, do I get down? Do I get down? Do I get down? Because I seen lightning in the distance and I'm just like, no, I gotta stay in. Like this is the time that I bumped that doe yesterday. And then freaking, I'm just sitting here, there's a rainbow and I just take a picture of the damn rainbow and I'm like posting it on the freaking story. Like you know, like talking about like God's creation or whatever. And I literally looked down and there's a freaking deer at 23 yards. All right, guys, I am still in the tree. I am about to get down now. I am so sorry I didn't get the shot on camera. I honestly freaking picked this tree out of nothing. I just was frustrated. I came out here today. I've been hunting for 5 days in a row. I came out here, sat in a tree earlier this afternoon and wasn't feeling the spot. It was way too tight. So I said, I'm just gonna go around, walk around, and I found this tree. I said, it's a beautiful looking tree. If all else fails, I had a good sit in an area I've never sat at before, but I have seen deer at, and climbed up. I'm like 25 feet off the ground, overlooking this beautiful place, and I'm sitting there on Instagram posting something on Native Outdoors Instagram, you know, just talking about God and you know, just basically, I literally was typing out, no deer tonight, but God is a beautiful painter. And I hit post. I look down and there's a deer at 23 yards and there's another one behind it. I shot the one that was behind it about 30 yards. It looked like a good shot, but she was a little bit quartering to me. So we're gonna go down there. I don't see my arrow. I did see the luminot go off when I sent it, but I don't see my arrow now. But I'm gonna go ahead and get down from the tree now and let's see if we can blood trail her. Here's my arrow. It's in the grass. Oh yeah, fletchings are off of it. Oh, guts. Yeah. Yeah, it's got guts. That's not good. Yeah, we got guts on it. See if I could focus. A little bit of guts on that. Fletching. Oh, we got a little bit of blood. More guts. Yeah, that's gut matter. Okay. All right, I think we need to call a dog. Alrighty guys, so little update. We're back at the truck. I went ahead and did call the dog because there is gut matter on the veins of the arrow, as you guys saw. So that could be two things. I either straight gut shot her or because she was quartering to me a little bit, I hit her just the beginning of the lung, maybe liver, but you know, guts. I was talking to my buddy, he says that guts is always going to present like guts because it's just the last thing that's coming out of the body that the arrow is actually touching. And yeah, a bunch of little bubbly green stuff all over the arrow. So I left the arrow right where it's at, called the dog, we spoke, and we're going to meet back over here tomorrow at 7 in the morning. But I'm exhausted. Let's get home. I'm probably not going to sleep tonight thinking about it. Don't care that it was just a doe. I am so happy. That's my first deer on public land with the bow. So that's my first bow kill also. So I really hope we find it. But next time you guys see me will be tomorrow in the morning. Let's go. We are back in the woods. I got Clay and Mo. We're back here. We're gonna go ahead and track this doe I shot last night and see if hopefully she's close by. I didn't try to push her at all. After speaking to Clay, he told me don't even try. So that's what I did. I backed out. And now we're gonna go back over there and see if we can get on her. So let's go. Mo, you're gonna get wet. Standing right there. So the arrow was like embedded in this. I just took it out and placed it there. She ran off that way. Man, she's got a nose on her.
Congratulations.
Let's go, man. Yeah. Thank you. Good job, Mo. Good job. No way. Is that my exit through the ham? Oh my God, that was a bad shot. Good job, Mo. There we go, guys.
Right next to a rub.
Right next to a rub. Ain't that poetic? Well, Mo tracked it directly here. It's honestly a work of art what these dogs do. It's crazy seeing them use their nose like that. Not a speck of blood anywhere, guys. Not a speck of blood. And she came straight to it. Let her enjoy her prize there for a second. There she is, guys. First one on the cart. Bye, Mo. Thank you. Thank you. She's like, let's get another one. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
You want help loading that up?
I'm all right. I got it.
All right,
thank you, man. You too. Whew. Alrighty, guys. There she is. Mission success. We got some deer meat. Let's go ahead and get her loaded up into the truck. Go out to the check station, check her in, and get her processed. And go to the processor and drop her off. Man, we got it done early, 8:30. So started at 7:30, back at 8:30. 1 hour. Most of it was just walking. But man, it's awesome to see them dogs do what they do. That was a completely new experience for me. So let's get her loaded. Buddy, what is that? It's a deer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a deer.
Daddy.
Daddy got a deer.
What's Daddy doing?
It's a car.
It's Daddy's car, yeah.
All the deers in his car?
Yeah. All right, guys. So I just got back from the processor, and unfortunately, I got some really bad news. I shot that doe last night at 7:35-ish time. Like I said, I had about 20 minutes left of shooting light, and we obviously didn't track it because I saw guts on the arrow. I spoke to Clay, and he said, let's not push this deer, because if it's a gut shot deer, you know, by the book, it's gonna take 8 to 10 hours to die. So we didn't track the deer last night. We did find it this morning, as you guys saw, very quickly, but she was a little stiff. I was a little worried because the deer was a little stiff when I got to her, and I'm sure you guys could see in the video, she looked a little bit stiff. Well, either way, I went out to the gutting station. I skinned her out, everything. I had a bunch of ice in the cooler with me, since obviously I knew we were gonna possibly recover this deer. I brought a bunch of ice. I threw her in the cooler with ice and called Big Ed's Butcher Shop in Royal Palm Beach, where I go and take my deer. And I said, hey, I'm gonna bring you a deer. I said, all right. So I get there, I come out and I say, hey, Ed, you know, before you take this deer, let me explain this to you, because it was in the back of my mind, like, is this deer good? Is this gonna be good to eat or not? Obviously, being a gut shot deer, it was a really nasty cleaning job. It was bad in there. Let me tell you guys, I used the Beast Broadheads. It's a new Broadheads by Bomar Archery, and there's a lot of hype around them. They are expensive, but they're really good. They did a really fantastic job. The arrow basically went in from the back rib, nicked the back rib,
and went all the way across the body, came out of the ham, which was a really bad shot, I'll admit, on my part. But the wound was devastation. I mean, that ham, I could stick my whole hand through the wound. It was really bad. The whole ham was toast. I can't show it on YouTube for obvious purposes, but it was toast. But anyway, I showed Ed the deer and I said, I shot this last night. It was a gut shot. We didn't track it till 7:30 in the morning this morning. He got in my truck. He said, let's look at it. He got inside the bed of my truck, opened up the cooler, started sniffing it, opened it up, started looking at it, poking at it, and he basically said, like, it smelled kind of funny, a little bit yeasty, which it smelled funny regardless because of the gut shot, but he's like, no, it's not the gut smell, it's the yeasty smell. And then when he opened it up, he opened up the legs, and right in between where the two hams meet, the meat was starting to get really gray and losing color. It wasn't pink, so whenever you guys open up a deer carcass, the meat should be nice and pink and red inside. It was already starting to get gray, which is evidence of the formation of bacteria, and several different parts of the deer were already like that. So he's like, you know, in my professional experience, I would not take a chance with this deer. I was like devastated. I was like I can't even pull the back straps, maybe the front shoulders off this thing. It's, you know, it was nowhere near the gut where the wound was. He's like, man, you could try it, but it's just not worth getting sick over. He's like, if it was me, I wouldn't feed this deer to my family. And that just like, oh man, it was like a spear through the heart to me, because I've been hunting so hard. I've been hunting so extensively this whole week, and to shoot a deer and not be able to enjoy it with my family, especially a doe. I mean, you know, it's not like we hunt for antlers, but you shoot a buck, at least, like, worst case scenario, like, let's say you can't recover and you recover 2-3 days later, that meat's no good. At least you have, you know, the antlers, which is your trophy. But with a doe, that's really just a meat kill, you know, for the freezer. I was devastated, guys. I made the decision to toss the whole deer. I called FWC. I reported it. I made a harvest check on the app, but I did speak to an officer. I reported the situation, and they basically agreed with me that I was good to toss it, because based on the time frame being about 12 hours sitting in the swamp, it's not good. So basically what we think happened was, because we were looking at that leg where the arrow exited through, and there was no blood on the blood trail, but the leg was an absolute mess. It was just very, very bloody, which obviously is going to happen just because of the trauma in the leg. The blood is going to coagulate, so it's going to get red and dark. But it was crazy, and what we think happened was that my arrow nicked the femoral artery that was in there, so she bled out inside of herself, which would make sense, because when I opened her up, I mean, she was just, blood was coming out of that leg. So it seems like, unfortunately, my shot was way more lethal than what I thought it was and what we thought it was, and she died fairly quickly. I could have tracked her that same night and probably been fine, but honestly, there's no way to know. I mean, by the book, gut shot deer, give it 8 to 10 hours. Don't push that deer, you'll never find it. And we did everything by the book, and that just happens, guys. It is hunting. I'm still devastated. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, and I'm at a loss of words, just because it's been ridiculous, like, trying to get after the deer this week and pushing so hard. I know it's been hard on my wife, my kids, my family, you know, just being away from home. We as hunters, we sacrifice so much just to go out and get not just get the food and get the meat, but get the experience. And sometimes, like, our family has to be patient with us as well. So this was a loss. This was a really big loss for me. But I guess in the future, I don't know what I would have done differently, other than, I guess, take a better shot. I think what I learned from this, especially with the bow being my first bow kill, is whenever the moment comes, take your time. So whenever the time comes to make the shot, take your time, pick your shot. And, you know, that's the only thing I could say is honestly, I took a moment. I should have taken 5. I should have paid attention to my shot. I should have paid attention to the direction of the deer when I shot her, and maybe the results would have been a little bit different. But that's all we can do. I can't change the past. I can only learn from my mistakes and go on forward into the future. So guys, that's all we have for you on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. Again, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get the shot on video. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to truly recover this deer. I got closure, but it almost hurts more that I had to toss it. So if you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe. You know, I got similar videos that I've done in the past. I have more videos coming. We got hunts coming up. This is only archery season. I'm going out for muzzleloader. I'm going out for general gun. We're going to travel. We're going to go to different places. We're going to keep bringing you guys content and getting out there. So you guys be good. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.